presenter I'm bringing up next, active agent, coach for us, will list this year 80 homes and sell 75 of them, and he does it in 9 months. Because he lives in the great state of Florida, and if you're there during July and August, you melt. So he leaves and takes a couple months off and then comes back and crushes it. So let's give a big round of applause to Coach Carl Rizzuto talking about objections.
So I want to share with you some of the things that work through my head that help me get through objections when I get them, and also share with you some of the things that many times cause us to even get the objection. But first off, I want you to always think that with a positive mindset, if we look at things the right way, we'll get what we want while we're helping our clients. So I look at an objection as really an opportunity. That's all it is. And the reason being is an objection you get from a client is simply an unanswered question. And you got to keep that in your mind. So when they tell you, as an example, I don't want to come down on my price, what they're saying is, I don't understand the market, or I don't understand or see why you want me to do that. When they're telling you, we don't want you to come over, let's say you're prospecting, or we don't want to relist, it's because there's something unanswered that we need to answer for them and help guide them through the process. So one of the things I say is objections are good. The reason they're good, and I use this in my mindset, if they had no interest, if they truly had no interest in doing any business with us, they would simply say no. So number one, look at objections as an opportunity. And what we want to do is either show them, tell them, and inspire them to get to that next step. The other thing that you want to keep in mind is this. If there was no such thing as an objection, in other words, they outlaw it, the government now outlawed objections. Okay? Some of us may say, well, that's pretty good. That would be terrible for your business. And the reason being is, you would do less business because a certain segment of that business would go to the unskilled agents working within your market. Always remember there are only two things that really count at the end of the day. Do you want to know what they are? Okay. Number one, getting contracts signed. And number two, finding people to sign them. Those are the only two things that matter. Our goal as realtors is to get what we want by helping them get what they want. Because I know that, and I listed many homes over the years, I continue to do so, I've never had a client say to me, we're going to pay you up front. Have any of you had that happen? No. You only get paid when you get them what they want. So what we want to do as we're working on their objections, if there are objections, is inspire them, get them to that next step. What I do many times in handling objections is I use other examples of other transactions. So I may say something like, Marie, Bruce, I understand how you feel. As a matter of fact, I had a scenario just like that about a week ago. And what happened was, we listed their property at $450,000. I suggested $450,000, and the property, we sold it for $452,000. However, previously they had it listed with someone else at $500,000. At the number that they wanted, the house sat on the market. See, what I want to do is help you move back to Arizona, get your home sold, and get your top dollar, and $450,000 is the way to do that. Just like I told these other folks. So use whatever it is, use other examples. Think of yourself as a problem solver. Because that's what we really are. We're a problem solver. So whenever I'm on the phone and I'm talking to an expired or a FSBO, or I'm on a listing appointment, because that's where the money is, it's being on an appointment, or finding those people to find them to get appointments, I'm thinking, what's the problem? The problem may be they got to sell this thing. But what's the problem? I got to figure out how to solve it. If I can give them a couple of really strong reasons to solve that issue, I'm going to get the appointment or I'm going to get the listing, whatever the case may be. Now, how do you avoid and how do you, not avoid, how do you eliminate objections? How many of you would like to eliminate objections? The best way of eliminating an objection, which again is nothing more than an unanswered question, is by having the best presentation out there. You have to be thinking in your head that you're going to get the listing. I give my listing presentation before I go out there or parts of it because I practice it. Then when I go to the appointment, I have on the passenger seat of my car my goals for the month because I have an annual goal and a monthly goal. And I look at that goal sheet which tells me the number of listings I need to get for the month just before I walk in that door. And if I need to get 9 and I got, let's say, 6, I know I got to get 3 and there's only 5 days left. The number could be 2 and I got 1. Okay? So now I'm saying to myself, handle the objections if there are any. Don't leave without the listing. Any of you remember Liberace, the piano player? He'd come out and he'd have like $5,000 worth of rings on his finger and he'd go to the ladies, "Oh, you like my rings?" He was very flamboyant. And they'd all like, "God, oh, look at those rings." And he'd say, "See what you get when you practice? Don't be salesy. However, speak with authority, speak with conviction. Use embedded commands. Get used to using them." Mr. and Mrs. Jones, once you sign the contract, I'm confident you're going to feel good with the services I provide as we work to sell your home. That's what you want, right? So use embedded commands. Learn some of the basic embedded commands. They don't have to like you, that helps. But they need to know that you're effective. And there's a difference between being efficient and being effective. So you're a highly effective realtor. In other words, you accomplish things. And by having a strong skill of communicating and understanding what it is that you want to share with them, the market, what you're going to do to help them accomplish their goals, you're going to earn that persona, which is going to help you get less or no objections. And that's what's going to get you to that next step. You want to always take control without being controlling. When you take control without being controlling, you're going to win every time. And the good news is when you win, they win. There aren't a zillion objections. Always remember, there's only a few. It's price, commission rate. Prices are too low, we're going to wait. Why didn't you show the house when it was listed? Where were you? That type of thing. All you realtors are alike. But there may be 10, 15 objections. So all you got to know is those 10 or 15 objection handlers. That's a real exciting thing. I want to end this by telling you that one of the greatest things about our business is the unlimited potential. There's an incredible amount of money to make in this business, and you're making the money while you're helping others. It's a great business to save a great amount of money and invest. And it's also an incredible place to be as long as you work on building your skills, working on your presentation, because again, that great presentation, 0 objections, and finally, to perfect your performance. And thank you.